Happy 4th of July. I went on an ADHD rabbit trail today, and I've been looking for something that sparked my attention for a couple of days now, but I finally settled kind of by accident on um, ADHD, and I was originally interested in ADHD and extroversion or introversion, um, in reference to Jung's theory. Um, but I kind of went on this rabbit trail and I found a personality test that is like geared towards people with ADHD. And it, I'm going to share my screen. Well, first, again, on my rabbit trail, the first thing that I did was I took a test, and I think you can see maybe. Not showing my screen. Try again. Okay. First, I took a test. Are you an extrovert or introvert? I'm just wondering because I read about ambiverts in a couple of the posts, and I went through and answered all the questions. It was just something I found on a website, and it did say that I'm an ambivert, and that does not surprise me, because I am also a combined type ADHD. The other thing that I found while looking for that was this article. A couple of people at the University of Central Missouri did a study looking at ADHD through a Jungian model. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right or not, but basically they were wanting to look at not the negative features associated with ADHD, as most studies do. I'm really hoping you can't hear the background noise in here. I have company. But to look at the positive aspects of ADHD. And, um, you know, typically people with ADHD, they only focus on the negative, like whether or not you can pay attention, whether or not you're conscientious, um, such as that. But this study looked at things from in aspect to Jung's idea of functions. And the discussion basically said that they did see that there were both. Oh, and it also took the types of ADHD and looked at predominantly inattentive and predominantly hyperactive and separated them out in the testing. Unfortunately, I guess they didn't figure out a way to do a combined type, but they did find a significant difference in them. So the predominantly inattentive symptomology was associated more with the N is intuition, extroversion being positive, the thinking extroversion being negative, the what is N? I, something introverted. Intuition introverted is negative, and the sensing introverted is negative, and the sensing extroverted negative in descending order of effect. And then predominantly hyperactive was associated with the sensing extroverted positive, the intuition extroverted positive, the intuition introverted negative, feeling extroverted positive, sensing introverted negative, feeling introverted negative, thinking introverted negative in order of effect. And they found an identifiable and distinct relationship between the two types of ADHD symptomology and the Jungian functions. And they had different types of people that they tested. So I found it really interesting. Both types of ADHD symptomologies and reported diagnosis have positive associations on the function of extroverted intuition. These people are theorized as being associated with novelty thinking, imagining possibilities, making abstract connections, curiosity, and pattern recognition. Dominant NE users are often found to be engaging, adaptive, connecting, energizing, inspiring, and trans-contextual thinkers. However, they also have negative attributes. And these do make sense when you're looking at ADHD people. But introverted sensing and extroverted thinking are thought to help stabilize, orient, and direct the restlessness that's associated with being predominantly intuitive extroverts. So, in regards of the adult increased ADHD, predominantly introverted symptomology, that makes sense. Changes in function that has both beneficial and detrimental effects. So it's not all bad. That's the thing to remember. The predominantly predominantly inattentive are creative, transcontextual, adaptive thinkers. They have trouble with routine, conscientiousness, staying organized, and following through. But the hyperactive symptomology is action-ready, detail-focused, hands-on, adaptable individual who also has trouble with being patient, remaining still, and taking into account the broader consequences of their actions. So I just found that really interesting. So yeah, I think it would be really neat. I think it'd be really neat if they could find a way to test for the combined as well, because I'd like to know where I fall. Anyway, happy 4th of July.